Welcome into the DG podcast. Keon, we're going to get straight into this because you're charged up. Tell me why.
They told me that Carson Beck was trash. They told me that Quinn Ewers was better. But I checked the stats. I checked the numbers. They said that we was a running team. All we do is run the ball. All we do is throw the ball to the tight end. But tell me why we had over 6 receivers with 100 yards or more. Tell me why Georgia has over 3 receivers with over 200 yards. Tell me why Georgia has over 7 wide receivers averaging 14 yards per catch. I mean, I sat down. I'm not going to jump too far into it, but I watched that Red River rivalry. I watched that, or Red River shootout. I watched that. I saw Quinn give up, 3 turnovers. How does Quinn Ewers, a person that Texas fans were saying were generational, how come him and Carson Beck have the same amount of touchdowns, same amount of interceptions, but Carson Beck has more passing yards? Carson Beck has more attempts. Carson Beck has more completions. I don't know.
Riddle me that.
I don't know.
Well, if you don't know, now you know. Carson Beck, the fuck off.
I mean, 307.
389. 307 in the first half.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying in the first half before it got nasty.
Oh, yeah. 307. Welcome to the Kentucky review, by the way.
4th in school history and most consecutive completions. He was at 12. The record is 15. I don't know.
I mean, for what it's worth, if you didn't watch it, you can basically say Georgia had a good game this Saturday. So
I'd say so.
Yeah, I mean, one could argue, I guess. But anyway, no. Well, let's jump straight into that. Yeah, it did not disappoint in regards to the fast start that we've been waiting for. Took 3 minutes, but then I think the key for me was sustaining that start. It wasn't, we've scored on the first drive, but then, right, you kind of struggled. It got slowed down a little bit. False. It was 4 quarters a full game. Georgia looked like they were on their shit. And I feel like at this point, one can make assumptions or whatever you will. Georgia woke up. And if that is the case, good luck. Good luck.
I want to ask you a question directly, DGD. How is Carson Beck top 5 in passing yards, but hasn't played 5 fourth quarters yet?
Because he throws to the tight end.
I mean, but why did Marcus Rosemary Jack Saints score our first touchdown?
Because he throws to the tight end.
I mean, then you follow that up with rah-rah as well.
He throws to the tight end. If only you knew.
Why is our tight end better than most teams' number 1 option?
Because he threw it to the tight end. Don't you get it? Hashtag throw to the tight end.
Hashtag, we're going to start that going tonight. Everybody that's in here, drop hashtag throw it to the tight end. We're going to get that popping here on YouTube.
Yeah, well, I think we need that. I think there's a legitimate argument to be made for Brock to make it to New York, by the way. And Carson, if he continues to do the same shit. Just going to leave it there.
I mean,
I really wanted 400, though, dude. I really wanted 400. God.
Here's the thing. Away. Here's the craziest thing about it. We pulled him. I like to say going into the 4th, halfway through the 4th, we pulled him.
Yeah, I think he went like a little bit in the 4th, and on that next drive, then you had Brock come in. So,
which Brock was slinging that bitch. What are we saying? See, it just. But you know what? No, you listen to some of these other people that are, they call themselves college football fans, but they're not watching the games clearly. They're not familiar with the rosters clearly. They'll tell you straight up, there's no team that looks dominant.
Yeah. Juan, what do you have to say about this performance Saturday? Hey, just want to let y'all know, guys, Kentucky is absolute trash. Absolute trash.
Appreciate it, Juan.
Hey, thanks for making the cameo appearance. Love to have it. But no, dude, in all seriousness, though, Jeff brings a good point. Didn't wake up just hibernating. He's talking about watching about some other games. We're going to have to talk about it. Yeah. Listen, y'all know how we do the end of this on Mondays. It's your team is trash. It's going to be insane. I'm just going to let you know that right now. Prepare yourselves, but we're still talking Georgia, Kentucky. So keep that in mind. So night game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Quavo was stunting on the sidelines. Hot Rod on the sidelines.
You want to know what he was doing?
What was he doing?
He was dancing with his dogs at the nighttime.
Yeah, you're right. You're right on that. But no, I think, another thing, though, too, is, when we take back this game, the defense came to play and shut down Ray Davis. There's
100%.
Listen, there was a lot of reckless shit being spewed from Kentucky fans and anybody else for that matter, that if you know who you are. But all week, people wanted to compare what Ray Davis did against Florida to what would happen Saturday. My thought is, we're not Florida. That's disrespectful. Just leaving it there. But anyways, listen, I'm not going to discredit Ray Davis's performance against Florida, right? 300 yards is fucking nuts. But this is fucking Georgia, baby. Them dogs are different.
Georgia hasn't covered the spread all year, is what I heard. That's what I heard.
Say that one more time.
Georgia hasn't covered the spread all year. That's what I heard coming into this game. But but it's crazy.
Star Wars, what's up? WA1W, what's up? Guys, the brigade coming in already hot and heavy. Guys, I hope you are. Listen, if you are alive, it's about to be fun. I'm just gonna leave that there. Leave that here. Welcome. Welcome.
Drop the hashtag. Throw it to the tight end.
Do it.
Drop the hashtag, everybody. Appreciate the brigade for pulling up.
Anyways, Keon. Oh man, how much fun was it to sit here Saturday and watch Carson Beck dice it like that? We've seen him throw, but he was hold on. First off, the Marcus Roseman Jack Saint touchdown to start the game and start the
Mm-hmm.
scoring.
Mm-hmm.
You could first off, that thing was a fucking laser.
Yeah.
And it was, and if you're not familiar, he layered it in just perfectly where he caught it in
100%.
stride. So it
Mm-hmm.
was just one of those things where it was absolutely fucking beautiful. Now we talk about Carson Beck, and while Carson Beck did go the fuck off, I want to bring in someone else that went the fuck off, and it's time to bring them into this discussion as well. Mike Bobo, sir, you called yourself a game. You called yourself a game.
Did
Ooh.
not hold back at all, and that was something that I really loved about it. He came out with an aggressive attack, just like you said. That touchdown pass to Marcus, it was what 11:37 on the clock.
Yeah,
It was
like
a
just
41.
over 3 minutes. It was a 40-yard bomb.
Yeah, 41-yard bomb straight out, just to let you know what time it was. Uh, Yet again, second drive, you had us really running down the throats. Honestly, there wasn't anything that they could really do. Making some intermediate passes in there as well. Just really getting to the second level. Then, of course, you know, 5-yard touchdown pass to. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 15-yard touchdown pass to Ra Thomas.
Hold on.
Uh,
Let's before you continue. First off, that was the best touchdown reception. Actually, that's probably one of the best receptions I've seen in 2
Point
years.
blank, point blank,
That shit
point
was
blank.
nasty. That
Shout
shit.
outs to Ra. Definitely shout outs. Because that was one of those ones I saw that and I was like, oh, let's check the left foot.
No,
Oh, that's a touchdown.
no. I'll tell you this. I was watching it live, obviously, and I was like, "That's a tutty." I was like, "That's a
Oh,
touchdown."
easy. Easy.
Had some backlash at home, but I was like, "Nah, that's a touchdown." I didn't even have to see the replay. I was like, "Nah, that's a touchdown."
Easy.
It was,
Easy.
that was close, but it was a tutty, and I was like, "That's what I'm talking about." But not, it's a nice feeling, bringing back Lad McConkey, right? Lad only had what 1 for 11, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, when you've got guys, you're starting to see them get into a rhythm, right? Marcus Roseman, probably the best hands on the team, like
Honestly.
like without a doubt. I think at
Honestly.
this point, best hands on the team. I hope to God I don't jinx anything.
Yeah.
So you got him catching everything, and then obviously you got Brock Bowers, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. Um, and then you got Rara, coming out, right? I do want to see more from Lovett. However, if we're going to do this every game, sorry, that's what I'm hearing. Stats, whatever, but team wins are better than stats.
Yes.
Just
And
going
we'll
to leave
take
that
that
there.
every single time.
And
But
you know,
I just think looking back at this game, we're gonna go further in depth, but Carson Beck, you were making so many passes to me that were just like, oh shit, I didn't know that that was in your bag for real. That that incompletion to Brock Bowers, that was one of those passes. I was like, nah, Brock, that's on you, buddy. Like he couldn't have put that any better than where he
you
than what
talking
he
about the
did.
first touchdown potential? Now the thing about it too, though, it's like you had a situation where lands on his knee awkwardly, right? He's kind of limping a little bit. Obviously, he seemed to be fine after that, right? We saw what happened. And also WAW, or excuse me, WA1W said Ladd didn't go to practice last week, so he didn't get a lot of looks. Yeah, I mean, he didn't get a lot of run. But when you've got Roseme and you've got Rara and you've got Brock cooking like that, there you go. And speaking, we talk about receivers and slightly into the tight ends, but I want to kind of revert back a little bit to the halfbacks, right? The running backs. I thought we ran well, especially Deshaun again. But Milton
Yo,
was running hard.
let's do that because Dejan, you went crazy. Milton, you went crazy. Uh Milton, I'm not gonna lie, I like to say it was in the second quarter, probably around that 5 minute mark in the second quarter, where I believe he takes like an inside handoff, cuts over to the left side.
Sounds right. I know he ran
You,
awful fucking hard. So that's always a
you
good sign.
know the play that I'm talking about where he cuts out to the left side
He
and
bounces it out.
immediately gets met with contact by the Kentucky edge rusher. I'm thinking he's going down. And Buddy just turns directions and just cuts upfield. I mean, is it's just looking like old Kendall Milton is back, baby.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah.
is it's starting to get dangerous. It's starting to get dangerous.
Wait, what was that again? You said
It's starting to get
dangerous.
dangerous, man. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Carson Beck. Carson Beck going crazy. Brock Bowers going crazy. We had honestly, we had Kendall Milton in the cut going.
These white men are dangerous. No one is to go near them.
It's becoming a weekly thing. Carson Beck for 89. Fucking Brock Bowers for 130. Speaking of, first time since Terrence Edwards for anyone to go, any receiver or whatever, to go for 100 yards 3 straight games. So there's that too. Didn't know if you had that in your copious notes, but
There it is.
look at that. By God. Brock Bowers is more certain than I am drinking Dr. Pepper right now. Just gonna leave that there.
What's going on, Kobe? Wish you was here. You know what I'm saying? Get home safe.
Wait, there's NDA Kobe for that.
100%.
Oh,
Top secret. Hush it, hush.
So hold on. First off, I had to give my man Trey some shout outs here because someone stole his whole fucking flow, but word for word, bar for bar.
For bar. Oh my God.
Trying to get me talking about Oklahoma like that. Like, we're going to have to pause on that. Let's save that for later. We'll let it marinate for a little bit. I can't be mad about it, too. But yeah, man, other than that, though, let's talk about the defense a little bit, right? Like, what did you see defensively? You know, what were there any concerns that you had? I mean, obviously, I felt like it was a lot of good that came out of this. What would you say were any negative situations?
I mean, when I look at our defense, yet again, still trying to get somebody to contain that edge, even though I still think we're finding ways to win around it and minimize our opposing offense's attack. But yeah, we need Jalen to really just be stuck at that edge position, just from what I'm seeing. Because man, once he gets locked in,
he looked phenomenal. I feel like he's more of a what feels like a pure pass rusher, but at the same time, you know, Kobe does bring up a good point. Chaz did show up and play well. He had himself a good game. He blew up some shit in the backfield. You know, I mean, at the same time though, like Liam Cohen being the offensive coordinator that he is, you know, I thought there were some good things that he did actually. You know, that touchdown pass to Ray Davis, right, given the 13 points. You know, I thought that was a really good design, and it caught Georgia off guard there. But at the same time, I think, you know, there were some miscues that Kentucky had that could have changed it, especially at that time, right? That first drive. If you remember, Leary overthrows a wide open fucking touchdown. And obviously, I felt like, you know, Georgia kind of caught a break there. It is what it is. I'm not going to be mad at all about that. So don't get it twisted there. But at the same time, it's like we kind of, you know, you caught a break. But again, it seemed like a lot of inconsistency with Leary. We talked a little bit about that this past Wednesday. You know, force him to throw the ball, and it come out to the result. So Chaz is like a team you Aiden Hutchinson. Oh boy.
I just hope he never meets his Jamari Sawyer, because we know how that turned out. Island.
Oh boy. Chase is in here. I broke my back. Spinal. But no, other than that, though, man, I think secondary looked good. Didn't get any turnovers, which I think we're going to talk about in just a little bit. What's up with our over under? We're going to go back and touch on those in a second. But 3 sacks. The design blitzes that we saw they were at the perfect time, and it was just overwhelming because so as soon as you saw us blitz, it was just like there was no stopping it. Right? I understand why we don't do it as much. Right? You try to rush,
Yeah.
try to beat the four, with four down, but at the same time, when you were able to disguise the blitzes that you did, you caught them at the perfect time, and they just could. It just confused them. It really confused them. And then as well, the Kentucky did shoot themselves in the foot with some early penalties as well, some personal fouls and stuff. One that forgot Deion Walker, I think it was, hit Cedric and kind of right just extended the. We had a 3-and-out at that point and extended the drive, and I think we ended up capitalizing and scoring on it. So,
Yeah, that shit was dirty.
Yeah.
That shit was dirty.
Chase says our sense of zoning and zone coverage isn't great this year. I think we're more of a man team.
Yeah.
Just think what it is. You do need to kind of play some zone, but I mean with the secondary that you've got, I think you're okay. Right, Everett's grown into his own, I think, as well. Safety, right? Safeties, I don't think you're struggling at all. What feels like there's some things. I think it's a matter of passing it off, Chase. That I think, like I said, led to that that open receiver on the first drive. I think it was just issue passing it off. But other than that, though, yeah, I think man defense is where we strive, where we thrive. Excuse me.
No, I definitely feel that exact same way, especially with our not linebackers, but with our corners taking the steps. Yet again, Everett is balling out this year. I did feel that coming in to the season, he would be the guy to step up and be that CB2 for us, because we already know with Lassiter on the field, you're just not going to throw on that side of the field. But
it's been interesting. So it's been interesting there. I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, Lassiter really, I think one corner route he got beat on just a little bit, but outside of that, that was basically it. That's all I've seen from him. So
yeah,
he did strap down some folks a couple of times, but that's about it. And that's you can't really ask for anything more than that because that just screams they can't pass the ball to them to that side. Andre says, "What's good? We'll see y'all in the SEC title game." Possible.
If you make it.
I mean, hey, we'll talk about that in a little bit. I think we'll save that for last, save that for the Your Team is Trash segment. No, we're not talking about Bama. We're talking about something else. Stay tuned.
Definitely stay tuned. What's up, Andre?
But yeah, any final thoughts on this takeaway? Well, I think this Lassiter is a true weapon. Yeah.
100%.
I think you have to. If you're worried about CB2 and that's it, and all we've been talking about, it's just like tackle play. If you don't talk about them, they're doing their job 100%. What you need them to be doing. Simple as that.
That's a fact.
That's just my thoughts. So yeah, 608 yards of offense, total offense, and 183 total yards given up.
Yep.
So I don't think, I think you look at that right there. That's easily Georgia's best game. Easily.
Staggering, honestly.
Yeah. That's just, so you've got that. Let's see. You had Brock. So let's talk about this. We talked about Carson Beck going the fuck off. What were your thoughts when you saw Brock operate in the offense? I loved it because we saw him go through progressions, hit Pierce Spurlin. We saw the touchdown to Andrew Paul. Shout out Andrew Paul. I know that's
DFW native. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down for the DFW.
Yeah. I mean, it was a nice touchdown pass too. I saw that happen in real time, and I was like, "Oh, he's going to throw the ball." Boom, there you go. You know what I mean? Miriam, welcome in. Offensive line looked great. Carson had all day to throw. Yeah, I guess let's talk about this pass pro, man. I think there was some good. There was one holding. I know Milton when he got in, he was listen. People can shit on this, but the dude that he held technically is a real good fucking pass rusher. Real good.
So it was one of those things that I kind of go back to that play, and it's like, okay, if I'm Carson, I'm thinking, all right, I got some time. I got some time. Oh shit! And then
No, it
you
was one of
just
those. I saw this happen. So when it went back on it, right? They called the hold, and I was like, okay, whatever. But then I saw it in slow motion from the from the end zone shot, and it's just one of those where like Kendall Milton comes in, and Kendall's a real good pass pro, but that dude just bull rushed him, and it was just like, whoop. Now
uh-oh.
what I will say, Carson Beck's pocket movement on that play was on full display because he avoided the
100%.
sack, moved up, did the like that right there. Love those moves. That's why every quarterback works on that just for that reason alone.
Well, they need
Obviously,
to.
well,
They
yeah,
need
yeah,
to.
yeah.
We'll get into that too.
Let's see. What do y'all think about trust? Oh man, it's one of these things where there's lapses at times, but
Yep.
overall, I'm not. You have to look at it. To me, I feel like if someone else was better at this point, they would trust them enough to put him in over trust.
Yep.
So there's got to be a reason why Searles and Kirby haven't, Coach Kirby Smart haven't taken Truss out and replaced him with someone else. We saw Jared Wilson come in, and I thought that's another thing. Cedric goes down for a little bit right before the half. And immediately I'm sitting there thinking about it. I was like, all right, Jared Wilson is going to take over for center. I was like, I know what he's capable of. Let's see what happens. Doesn't miss a beat. Doesn't miss a beat. And I was like,
Yeah.
even if it's a small sample size, because
I,
the game was still, I mean, it was getting out of hand. It's getting
yeah.
out of hand. But at the same time, that's still experience for him because the Oxendown and those guys were not bad. I'm not going to. They were pressuring and bringing blitzes and stuff like that. Carson did amazing in a bunch of pressure situations, by the way.
100%.
It was insane.
Stayed
He was getting pressured a lot.
stayed calm, cool, collected. You never really saw him be rattled. There was one play, I believe it was in the red zone where we had our backup in low snap. Like
No, that was Jared. It was Jared to Carson. It was on the touchdown run.
yeah,
Because yeah, there was a low snap that almost hit the ground, but thank God for Carson and his baseball background because he just transferred and picked it up.
the scoop and score, baby, scoop and score.
Yeah, looking at that situation, you can sure that up. I think that comes in time.
100%.
But at the same time, again, you look at Jared coming in, and Tate Ratledge played pissed off. Easily the best game I've seen him play all year.
Honestly.
Easily, he took dudes for he was a fair operator, man. He was sending dudes on rides all night. He was putting them in and sending them off. That's what it was. That's just what it was. Let's see here. Miriam says, when did Kentucky start with the trashy, dirty plays? Don't remember them being dirty. Mizzou, yes. Kentucky, no. Saw 4 or 5 incidents right in front of me, twisting ankles and headbutts. Yeah, I think early in the game they were playing. They were getting their emotions, getting the best of them for sure. I know, like I said, Miriam, I don't think you were here yet, but the Deion Walker push and everything. Right, and then I mean, it was chippy to start off, right? Because I mean,
Yes,
Trust had that blindside block, it was getting chippy, and it's to me, it's kind of what you expect with this game because they're two physical brands of football. So now I don't necessarily know about the dirty plays. I'd have to go back again the third time and see if I can just start looking for those specifics. But it's also probably different when you're in the stadium too. You can probably see a lot more that the TV tape don't show you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, so after we went 14-0, WA says Kentucky started getting upset after we went up 14-0. Yeah.
Yeah, because they knew what was coming. Like
Kentucky is we talked about this. Kentucky's not built to come back like that.
no.
They're literally built like us. And when they got down, it becomes extremely difficult for them to come back from stuff like that. We will talk about that Wednesday, sir. I said that's a good question. Does Kentucky bounce back versus Mizzou? We'll talk about that Wednesday.
Who knows?
When you're on, sir. When you're
Right.
back.
Right.
Some guy had a wedding to go to. No names, but
Right.
Saturday weddings in the fall.
Horrible.
Oh yeah, yeah. So if you're following since we're doing this live, Braves win 5-4. That was a nice little double play to end the game too. Kobe, when you hear it now, I want you here on the show with us now. Make it happen.
Make it happen, Captain.
Look at this. Didn't you get your way?
But no, shout outs to the Braves. Dad's a Braves fan, so
look at that.
He's probably taking a double shot of something right now.
Get that Henny going because, yeah.
Anything is possible.
Chase White says Jalen Walker greater than Chaz. Agree or disagree? How about that?
What are we talking?
I think it's hit or miss, and the reason why I say that is because pass rushing, give me Jalen, but even then, I still don't know necessarily about the run stop, like the setting the edge part. Like Jalen's been set in situations where he can rush the passer almost exclusively. Not saying he couldn't. I'm just saying I think you're also seeing him grow into that position. By the way, I think you're starting to see him make that transition to outside linebacker. I didn't see that coming. So that'll be fun. Yeah, pass rush, set this. Pass rush, he's got it. I think he's got a better pass rush. Run support, give me Chaz slightly.
Yeah, run support, I'll definitely go.
But, I mean, he's growing into it, and that's what you want. That's really what you're looking for. And you can't complain about that. Once he's growing into a situation, finding a niche outside of a pass rush situation, can't be mad. Jalen Walker showed us a small sample of what's to come a lot over the next few years. Dude, I don't want to get too far ahead. Excuse me. I don't want to get too far ahead because we still got we still halfway through. We got a half a season left in the playoffs before we get to that point. But let these freshmen that are freshmen right now get situated. Oof. Triple shout out to the state of Texas. Kobe's calling Mr. Cleo shots right now, predicting the future. He's predicting the future. Mr. Cleo, where's your crystal ball at? Speaking of crystal ball.
Oh no, we gotta save that. That's what I'm
saying. Save it for later.
Save it for later. Keep crystal ball in your name.
Listen, I heard your team is trash is going to be marinating right now in some of the most fire fucking sauce you could put on there. There's going to be too much sauce. Leave it there. But yeah, no, I think Chase is bringing in other good names here. Raylan Wilson and CJ Madden inside linebacker, I think will be fun. CJ Allen though, dude, is where it's going to be though. For what it's worth, CJ Allen is going to be the middle linebacker the next year. I just get a way too early feel. Way too early. Miriam's bringing up a good point here, too. Loved how we spread the ball around again. Bobo called a fantastic game. Yeah, no, we started off with that. You basically had 2 100-yard receivers. I think Rosemary was off by like less than 5 yards. Yep. I think like a yard off or 3. Some shit around there. Chase is just calling off his predictions for next year. Sir, we've got some stuff to talk about next year. We've got to save this. Definitely like to see the progression, though, for sure. You're definitely going to need somebody to set that fucking edge, for sure.
No, for real.
We've seen that through half the season. But, no, I think, just some good comments, man. Really good comments there. Bobo did go insane. I think if we see shit like this the rest of the season, like I said earlier, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, no, it's really about to be cleats and cheeks, meaning like we're just going to be running away from it. We're going to be running away from these teams with the leads. Like it's over with. But honestly, Bobo went absolutely crazy. He came out with an ultra aggressive mindset, which is something that I think we all thought would eventually end up showing.
We've been waiting for that.
Yeah, but now the fact that we have it, now the fact that we've seen it, we know going forward, okay, this is what the offense is going to begin to look like as we continue to get more and more players back in healthy. I really can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm going to do this last question before we get to game balls and report cards. Miriam asked, were y'all as scared as I was when Cedric went down? No,
not at all.
Listen, I'm not discounting what Cedric means to the offensive line and to the team. I'm not saying that he's right. That he means a lot by all means. But watching Jared Wilson, I felt very comfortable coming in, knowing that he's just as athletic, if not more athletic than Cedric, but just as smart too, right? Just hasn't had the reps. Been playing, good player, able to play multiple spots on the offensive line. He's gotten some reps earlier, things like that. but I didn't feel necessarily worried. I was more so worried about the severity of the injury, I guess. That's
Right.
the lead. That's what I was worried about. So, Keon, let's switch over, man. Let's do. Do you want to do game balls first? Do you want to do report cards first?
Let's go ahead and shout out Alumni Hall real quick
Mm,
before we get into
mm.
that.
Are you doing?
Just
Are you doing this?
100%. Shout outs to Alumni Hall. Yet again, if you are in Athens, take the time and head over to Alumni Hall, enter in the promo code DGD Podcast, and give them a loud "Go Dogs" in the building to get 10% off. Only way to do it, only place to do it. We just do it like you used to it. All right.
Mm. Yeah, Keon hit it right on the head. So if you're in store, mention the show, you'll get 10% off. Or you can go to dgdpodcast.com, click on the sponsors, go Alumni Hall. Look around on our website, get a feel for Alumni Hall if you're not familiar with them. And also you have access to shop multitude of things, right? You can even on our website, you can look based off of Nike, Cutter and Buck, all the stuff, right? Fan favorites, whatever. And you can also support me, Keon, Juan. We haven't seen Juan in forever. Kobe. You can support whoever you want to as well. So feel
Exactly.
free to check out the dgdpodcast.com. Now, I will say the code, mentioned in the show online will not get you necessarily the 10%. Some security issues there. But tomorrow, October 10th,
Uh-oh.
go to our website
Uh-oh.
because Alumni Hall is going to be having some deals.
Oh
So giving
boy.
you, I don't know what kind of deals, but they're going to be
Uh,
having some deals.
deals.
So take advantage of that while you can. We got a bunch of new stuff that's popping up every day coming in. Got all the good fan favorites. Got jerseys. They got polos, man. Like, I'm a polo guy. Love them. Pullovers. It's getting cold, folks. Getting
Yes, it
cold.
is.
They got the sweaters. They got pullovers. They got hoodies. Whatever pleases your fan, whatever tickles your fancy at that point, they got it. And it's all licensed. So check them out. Get you some stuff tomorrow while you can. All right. Don't spend too much on Amazon Prime days. All right. Keep that in mind. Get you some stuff from Alumni Hall too. We'll keep it there. So,
100%.
but yeah, shout out to Alumni Hall for sponsoring the show. All right.
Now let's get into it.
Yep.
Now let's get
Kobe's ready for it. Uh-oh. So I got to pull this up. We're talking report cards and game balls. Warden's ready to type in the chat. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Let's do this. Let's do this first.
Uh-oh.
Keon, we're going to go into report cards first. Then we're going to hand out game balls.
100%.
I'm going to do this quite quickly. All right.
Yeah.
Because quarterback, I think we all are on agreement that there was no doubt A fucking plus.
A fucking plus, baby.
A plus. Or do we do the plus or no? Like
no, we're gonna do A plus like C plus. A plus.
Shout out to the computer language. I love it. The nerd in me just came out.
Yeah.
Israel in the chat. What's going on, Israel? How you doing? Yeah, Kobe says A plus as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go A plus. Just leave that there.
I'm saying?
Kobe, if you want to add the extra plus, just drop a plus in there.
Right. Shout outs to the people who know Java as well. We ain't here.
Visual Basic, all this good shit. Yeah. Let's do running backs, man. I think this is going to be interesting. I'll let you start.
A plus, bro. I'm sorry. We anytime we handed the ball off, we got yards. Anytime we needed guys to punch it in for us to get to the first down, not only were they able to do it, but damn it, we got the hog mollies, the big bulldogs, the big bullies, the big boys up front to get behind them and say, hey, don't stop moving your feet. Don't stop believing. We are going north.
I'm not going to go A plus. I'm going to give it a solid A. And the only reason I'm not A plus was because of the holding. And I wanted more, I guess you could say more usage there. You had Dejon Edwards looking really good. Andrew Paul, even in the backup reserve time, got a touchdown. So, actually, now that I just thought about that, I am going to go A plus. The Paul touchdown overrid the holding call for me. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I gotta go there. I see Miriam's. We'll read Miriam's comment because she's giving her game balls away already. we're going to hold off on that. We'll read everybody's as well. So for sake of time, Keon, so we can get to the your team is trash. Kobe's already saying entire offense A+. So
I agree.
I mean, do we just do this and cut straight to defense?
Yeah, let's do it. I guess,
guys, this is the fastest we've ever done this. But A+ for the entire fucking offense, every position,
yeah,
every position.
All of you, we love you immensely. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, Jeff brings up the over-unders. Hey, we're gonna get to that in just a minute. Just a minute. Let's finish up the report cards and the game balls. Then we'll jump to over/under before your team is trash. I mean, look at this. Look at this. How many pluses is that? I can't even count. 1, 2, skip a few, 5.
I'm telling you.
Just gonna leave that there. Jackson catches everything. 100%, man. 100%. Now, so let's move defense. I think this is pretty simple. Defensive line. What say you on the grade, sir?
I mean, defensive line, we got 3 sacks. Hey, man, that's a solid A at the least. At the least.
I'm going to go A on that. I think there were some situations where Ray Davis did get to the edge, kind of concerning slightly, but you held him to 50-some yards. You didn't even let him get off like that. Got 3 sacks. It's an A, easily. Linebackers, what say you on that?
Linebackers, I'm going to say a solid B, honestly.
B on the linebackers.
B on the linebackers, man. I do think that we could have had a little bit more aggression coming out of our guys in the second level, but overall, I mean, yet again, when you keeping the running back under what you say, 50 yards?
Under 60, I know. I'm with Miriam on this. Well, she's saying giving him an A, edge is better, but we still need work. For my linebackers, I'm going A-. Pop had himself a fucking game. Chaz had himself a game.
Okay, wait a second now. Now we got to review this. We got to review this because you're right. Chaz did go off.
But then, hold on. Israel brought up a good point, too.
You're right. These guys got to get an A. It's got to be an A. It's got to be an A.
So Kobe's going A for the entire defense. Gave up 2 touchdowns, which you don't love, but damn, less than 200 total yards for the game. Yeah, dude, think about it this way, right? The one pick that Carson Beck threw, we didn't even talk about the pick. The one pick gave them a short field to score a touchdown. Outside of that, if you don't throw that pick, you don't give them good field position like that, you're looking at a touchdown. So I'm going. You know what though? I'm going for the sake of this, and I'm not trying to do this, but I am. I'm going A's across the board. I'm going A's.
Honestly,
listen, secondary, you stopped them from passing, right? You didn't really get much off. 183 yards total. You 60 of it, not even, was fucking running. You can't do much better than that, especially in the SEC.
Am I crazy for saying if the wide receiver goes up with 2 hands, am I crazy for saying he catches that?
If the receiver goes up for 2?
Yeah, if he pulls up with 2 hands rather than just one, I feel like he catches the ball. Maybe. You know what? Fuck it. Offense, defense, everybody get an A. This shit is, I mean, honestly,
we've got offense at A+ and defense A across the board. Special teams, I'm going A as well. Didn't miss
100%.
No issues there, no hiccups, no muff punts, no fumbles, nothing. So, dude, I think this is about the easiest one we've done. Lassiter specific grade, I'm going A-. The only reason why I'm going A- is because of that one corner route he got beat on. But outside of that, it was shut down for the most part. So I'm not mad about that.
I'll give you that as well.
Not mad at all about that.
But keep in mind, to the people that are listening, we're nitpicking at this point. We are definitely nitpicking.
We're trying not to sound like homers too much, but after a game like that,
I mean, say anything. I'm sorry. You got a quarterback who throws for over 300 in the first half.
I mean, Kobe says it here, against the top 25 team that laid the wood to Florida last week, boys were supposed to be streak stoppers. Yeah, talking reckless. We talked about this earlier. Some of them Twitter fans, boy, them Twitter fingers turned to trigger fingers, didn't they?
Oh man,
Man, oh man, oh man. Yeah. Now, so I think that was easy. Game balls. 2 game balls.
Carson Beck, you
Okay.
gotta get the game ball. Brock Bowers, you also gotta get a game ball.
Okay, so your 2 are going straight offense, huh?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Okay. I'm going Ra Thomas just to be different. And the reason why is he's really breaking out.
Dude.
He's really, but the same could be said for Rosemy, man. Rosemy's having a really good year. He's having a real good year, man.
Bro, he's run when he, let me tell you this. Not only is he catching everything, I mean, this dude can catch it. This dude can catch a baseball in a straitjacket. Okay. There's no way around it. Okay. But it's not just his catching ability, it's the fact that this guy runs angry. I mean, you could tell he is a downhill runner anytime he has that ball in his hand. I'm telling you, it's Shannon Sharp at a cookout walking from one side to the other. It's nothing but yak yards. Okay? That's all it is. This dude is moving in space and he is creating problems. I can't wait to see what he does moving forward.
Free ad. Sorry. But no, I'm starting to. I'm having second guesses. Rara looked really good, but Rosemy, man,
Oh, dude.
you listen. I don't think so. I've only got my 1 game ball. I gave it to Rara. I was contemplating Rosemy, but I'm gonna give it to Rara, but just based off of that catch alone. Listen, I know you got more yards, Marcus, and I don't hate me for this, but Rara earned that, man. That was a nasty fucking catch.
Oh, it definitely
Miriam
was.
says the same. My second one, I'm gonna go Pop. Give me Pop. 2
Okay.
sacks. 2 sacks.
Yeah, he did go crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you, he went crazy.
I mean, set some plays on the in the run game too. Shut some shit down too. So I'm gonna go that, and I'm gonna give it. I'd say that. Obviously, I know it's so easy to look at Beck and Bowers nowadays just to get these game balls. So, I'm trying to be different in a good way, right? Don't want to. It's easy. We talked about that too, man. Like, there's a good chance that Bowers ends up in fucking New York, and if Carson does the same thing, there's a chance that you might see that. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the season shakes out in regards to the Heisman picture. But so far through 6 games, find me a reason why Bowers shouldn't be in the discussion at least. Just going to leave that there.
Find me a reason why Carson Beck shouldn't be in the discussion at least.
There you go.
mean, how are you? Yet again, it comes back to what I was saying earlier. How are you top 5 in passing yards, but you haven't even played in 4 quarters?
It's nuts. It's nuts.
We going into what, week 7, week 6?
About to be 7, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll read off for Kobe here. Beck gets his game ball. Man's proven he could have left and had success, but waited his turn and now has the keys to the greatest kingdom in college football. Damn, that sounds like a goddamn coach waiting to happen right there.
I also want to add on to that. After the game, I took to Instagram just seeing the different pictures and stuff because I follow some of the photographers and videographers for the University of Georgia. Shout outs to all of you. But I came across Carson Beck and they were like, it was a little post that said, "What is the things that motivate you?" And it's like he quoted it, and right above it, he was like, "Disrespect." Carson Beck heard all of that shit that y'all was talking. There was a lot of y'all that was out here saying that he was going to cost us games. And I can tell you this, you won't be able to find you a Georgia fan that's being honest with themselves that will say that we wouldn't be undefeated if it wasn't for Carson Beck. We really wouldn't.
Yeah, the haters are awfully fucking quiet, at least for right now.
I mean, they need to be.
Awfully quiet.
You know what I'm saying?
But you ain't played nobody, Georgia. You ain't played nobody.
Well,
that's all you're going to hear now.
You know what I tell those people?
You only played one top 10 and you only win that one in there. The ranked game.
Shut your ass up before I get to talk about you. Matter of fact,
type.
I'm telling you.
Keep it. That's the shit.
Screaming all caps. Screaming in all caps. That's it.
Oh my God, Brock Bowers, why do you have to do this to my team? Yeah, shit like that. Anyways, let's do this. So we talked about game balls. We handed out report card grades, right? Game balls. But now, so Wednesday we brought up a new segment for the most part, and it's your over unders. Here's what we got so far. So Jeff, Mr. High Tough in there, sent us a list of over unders for the week prior to the Kentucky matchup, and we'll read them here for you. So Carson Beck over under 290 passing yards and 2.5 passing touchdowns. Right, 3 sacks. Right, 1.5 picks. Then he went Dejon Edwards over under 75 rush yards and over under Brock Bowers 7.5 receptions. Right. So seeing that, right, we had to make our picks. We made our picks, and the results are in. And Mr. Hightoff is proud to say after week 1 of the installation, Keon, you went 2-3-1, right? The 1 being the push. So the 3 sacks was the push. So everybody got the 1 at the end. You went 2 for 3. I think everybody hit over on that, and I think you went over on the passing touchdowns, and then you went over on the interceptions and Edwards and Bowers. Everybody missed the Bowers pick, by the way, because it was 7. So that was a perfect placement there for Mr. Hightoff. That was a good one. Kobe went 1-4-1, and I went 3-2-1. So suck it.
The only one in the winning column.
I'm the fucking best. For week 1, I'm the fucking best. All right, yeah, I'm the best. Now next week if I'm in dead last, and we'll see what happens. But right now, nobody can stop me. I'm the greatest ever.
Yeah, you're gonna be demanding a recount come next week.
Not next week. I broke my back.
Spinal.
Oh shit! It happened. But yeah, no, those were some good over unders, man. I thought that was real good. Those are some hard, interesting ones to figure out. I know we discussed it a little bit too, and it was crazy that I know a lot of people went over on that right there. But all it took was one more. But just think if you would have had 2 tutties and 8 receptions, right? Could have been different. Okay.
Well, I like that one.
No, so Jeff asked, why am I saying the F word? And so, oh, Jesus Christ. I forgot. I didn't realize this.
Yeah, you can't be saying that. You can't be saying Florida.
Pause. Winners do what they want, okay? If you take anything away, winners do what they want.
Yeah, no, you can't be saying Florida in here, man.
Because if you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah.
Just gonna leave that there.
if you ain't first, you're Florida. Okay.
I mean, what can I gotta give you the shrug and shoulders here? Still not a family friend. Guys, it's after dark for a reason, man.
Yeah.
Not really. But yeah, Israel brings up a good point. Bobo gets a game ball. Didn't even think about that, but yeah, that's an honorary game ball. I'll give the 3rd game ball for that.
I don't know what he got against East Ohio, but Jesus, he took that shit out on them, didn't he?
Not, bro. That's not East Ohio. Kentucky's their own thing. It's its own breed of people, man. It's its own breed of people. We can't stand Ohioans, but whatever.
Right.
At least you're not from Columbus. Whatever. I'll digress.
You know it.
Oh, look at this. Bobo gets a 5th of whatever whiskey he wants.
Oh,
what about that Pappy? Bring that Pappy back that Stetson had after the championship game. Bring it back. Let's see. Is that all we've got? I think the over-unders, hit those, reviewed those. Guys, any final thoughts, Keon, before we have to turn it over to the part of the night that I think everybody's ready for? Is there any final thing?
No. Let's get into it.
I'm gonna do it this time. I'm gonna just hold you off. Oh, okay. So Pappy's only available. Okay. Sorry. Whatever. Bum.
Go ahead.
Bum. No, overall, man, listen, I think this was the game. This was the game that we needed. Mm-hmm. The first game that we've seen all year where you went 4 quarters like you were expected to the whole season, and you saw it on full display. You have to take from this and continue. There's no reason that you can't. Right? You looking ahead, right? You got Vanderbilt. You got a bye week. Then you get into the brutal part. Listen, not starting with Florida, but that's just what it is after the bye week. But then you got Missouri, and then you got Tennessee, Ole Miss, Georgia Tech. Speaking of Georgia Tech, we're gonna save that for a minute. Hold on. But yeah, no, so you got a little bit of a schedule there, right? A little bit of a rough patch in your schedule that if you're not careful and you don't play up to your standard, you could easily lose a game if you're not careful. Especially, right? You got Ole Miss coming in, then you got Tennessee on the road, right? For what it's worth, the difficult situations, right? I mean, we saw what happened at Auburn. You can't let that happen at Tennessee. I don't care what they say; they can be whatever, but I guarantee you they'll still be they'll be out for blood at that point. So overall, though, it's definitely a building block. I think defensively, we see some things that we still need to work on a little bit, but we definitely got better. Did what we needed to do, went with the game plan, executed it almost perfectly. Again, you took a 300-yard rusher and shut them down to 50, 60 yards, 200 yards, less than 200 yards of total offense given up. 13 points, might I add, but a short field. I'll take that all fucking day, especially with the offensive output. I'll take that all day.
I do want to say this. Our offense came out and performed at a level that us Georgia fans always knew that we could reach with the talent that we have and with Bobo being here and Carson Beck leading us through the schedule and really being at the helm. I'm really happy to see his overall progression. Like I said, if Carson Beck continues on this path, we're going to have a conversation about Georgia having possibly two players in that Heisman race. But right here, right now, it's looking like dogs on top. I've heard a lot of people talk about how they haven't seen any team in college football yet show that they're dominant. If you were looking for a dominant game out of the dogs, this was your dominant game. If you watch this game, go back, and this is to anybody that's listening, go back and rewatch it. And really think about it. Did you feel at any point we didn't have this game over with? I was able to tell by the first drive, like, oh shit, we're we're all gas, no brakes. Okay.
We easily took care of that cover three that they were running a lot of. I mean, just having success. Well, think about it this way: that first drive kind of set the tone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you see them, with them playing a cover three, you watch us. People, for what it's worth, that first play, right, when they threw the little screen out there, I'm like, oh no, and then you see the progression, right? You understood, like it took me on the rewatch to get this, right? Because you saw that when your emotions, you're charged up. You're like, why are we throwing the screen shit again? Blah 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 to start the game off. You get some success on it, like all right, whatever, and then you see it cooking, and it's like okay. But on that rerun, that's the thing though, with the cover three. It exposes the flats. So you have to take advantage on it and connect, which is why you start to see the 11 straight passes or pass completions, right? Part of that was that. Now, at the same time, you have that blend, 40-yard touchdown to Marcus Roseman. You've got the rah-rah touchdown. Like all those 11 receptions, that's taking what the defense gave you. And it sounds boring at times too, but it sets up for plays, right? Think about it. That 3rd and 1. All right, think about the 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 to Bowers, right? 3rd and 1, just a little play action there, just slides back, throws it over the top, catches Bowers wide open, right? Obviously he gets tackled, but whatever. It's plays like reading your levels concepts and doing the boring shit that opens up the fun stuff. I'll leave it there. Miriam's got a comment that's going to transition perfectly into our next segment. But before we do, Keon, you are charged the fuck up, and I know why. You had your fucking Apotheos coffee. That's why.
Hell yeah.
That's why.
Hell yeah.
Guys, best coffee I'm telling you right now, best coffee in the business. I promise you that. It is quite literally the coffee of champions. Like, if you're hearing us talking right now, it's because we had our Apotheos today. That's why.
I literally shotgunned some Apotheos coffee right before this.
Listen, every morning, got my Guatemalan starting going again.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Dark roast.
Good stuff.
Dark roast.
No, that one's actually medium roast, but I'll not get too scientific. Good stuff.
Oh, no. What I had was dark roast.
Oh, now the Classic City Collective dark roast.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't bitter either. So if you're a person that has issues with bitterness, see, Classic City Collective Dark Roast, not bitter. Promise you that. By the way, dgpodcast.com, and you go check the sponsors, go Apotheos, shop their coffee. And if you do that right there, if you use our website, that's the key. Use our website, because if you do, every bag or K cups that you buy, every single bag, every K cup that you get, 20% goes to the Classic City Collective. They're the official partner, the coffee and cold brew partner of the Classic City Collective. So 20% goes to the Classic City Collective. Everything you buy, right? If you buy 3 bags, 20% of all 3 of those go to the collective. But you have to use our website, dgdpodcast.com. Sponsors drop down, Apotheos, view the shop from there. Keon, it's time. It's time. I'm gonna do this. You drink. You take your sip of water. I'm gonna let you start because you've been ready for this since Saturday. With that being said, I'm just gonna shut up now, and I'm gonna let you take over.
So there's a couple of things here that I want to discuss. And while I look this up, this is going to be a twofer. A twofer. So to all of those people, and they know who I'm talking about, they know who I'm talking to, but if you don't know, let's get into it. Quinn Ewers, your team is trash, and you have to deal with that. Now, why am I saying this? It comes with a lot of reasons. One, outside of the fact that the Texas fan base came into the game as if there was no possibility that they could lose. It was like almost unfathomable, like you couldn't even imagine it. But I see Quinn Ewers, this guy who was told to be generational arm talent, generational quarterback. He went 31 for 37, 346. He had 2 interceptions and a fumble, which most of that, if not all of it, really came in the first quarter. So you came out a hot bucket of ass, but you bounced back. But the bounce back wasn't enough. You lost. So Texas, a team that was screaming, a fan base that was screaming, we're back. Your team is trashed, and you have to deal with that. You thought you were out the neck of the woods. No. Miami. Coral Gables. Matter of fact, Mario Cristobal, you the one I want to talk to. Mario Cristobal. I went back and rewatched your last drive 4 times. I just got a random question for you. When you put on your shoes and you tie them up, do you do it standing up or do you take a knee to tie the shoes? I take a knee to tie my shoes. I don't know about y'all. Was it nostalgic? Did it hit you in your brain like, damn, maybe we should have did this? Maybe if we would have just took a knee, maybe we would have won the game. I watched the entire fan base completely explode on Twitter. They wanted you gone. They hated you. For good reason. Why didn't you kneel it? Mario in 2018 did the same thing versus Stanford. Wow. I believe that was when he was in Oregon. So you got a history of this. Now, this is who you are. You're just not taking knees. You're not taking hints or knees. Not even timeouts. It's a good thing you didn't take a timeout. You would have gave him more time. So, Miami, I say all of that to say this. Miami Hurricanes of Coral Gables, your team is trash. And you have to deal with that.
Well put, sir. Well put. Now listen, Keon, you bring an excellent point right there, right? I don't have to do much outside of this, but I genuinely feel for the players in that situation.
I do too. Heartbroken.
When you watch players sitting there crying on the sidelines, and one player was, I wish I had this. You can literally see the dude crying, and what the fuck are we doing?
That was their center. I forgot what his name is, but I think that was their center. Like, if the leader of your offensive line is just looking around like, what in the fuck are we doing?
It's to me, it's inexcusable.
100%.
It's one of these things where if you didn't understand the context of the game, Georgia Tech had no timeouts. They were 19-point underdogs. So you've already given up three turnovers. Tyler Van Dookie played for 3 picks at that point. You got a minute left or so. Just take a fucking knee. We can tell you. Are you married? Did you forget? Like, I don't understand. But again, I think for what it's worth, man, I feel extremely bad for those kids because
100%.
like, and the thing is, like, I saw this argument about the guy that didn't fumble the ball, right? But it should have never been a fucking case where you were running the ball with under a minute left when they had no timeouts. They couldn't stop it. Literally, they couldn't stop the game, and you did everything to give them the game. I hate that I'm about to fucking do this. I hate this. You just gave Georgia Tech a program-changing win on the road against a top 15 team because why? Because you thought you had something to prove? I genuinely don't understand.
Me either. I mean, I'm absolutely lost by it. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm still trying to make sense of it. Like, why not kneel the ball, get out of there, turn up? Oh, look, now we're 6-0 going into going into UNC, going into playing the Tar Heels with Drake May.
You go to Chapel Hill. Yeah, you go to Chapel Hill. Listen, I'm not going to say that this one loss makes or breaks their season
I'm not either.
because it's halfway through the season.
100%.
They still got a slate to go, right? Ultimately, they technically can control their destiny there, if you will.
Yeah.
The ACC is kind of it's weird right now because you've got Louisville, which, by the way, give me just a second. Louisville undefeated, Florida State undefeated, UNC undefeated, and then Miami's right there with Duke. Ultimately, with the one loss. Now Duke doesn't have a conference loss; they have the loss to Notre Dame. But other than that, though, right, the ACC is still wide the fuck open. So your season isn't lost. But I guarantee you, if something happens this season and you don't get to where you need to be, that moment, Saturday, will be your judgment day.
100%.
It will be your judgment day. And Wallace says the worst part was his explanation. And Kobe brings up a good point here too. It allows for no more losses. Your equity gone because the A&M win means nothing now. Like you lose the equity that you built, right? That's simple there. Miriam brings up 33 seconds left with a play clock that runs to 40. No explanation for that level of incompetence. Unless he wins out, he should be fired. That's on them. I don't think they can pay for that though. Ruiz ain't gonna be able to fucking pay for it. I'll tell you that.
Well, and plus, I think in that situation, I mean, you also got to think this is also a former player. Like, you gotta get. as much as I hate to say it, but you got to give him some slack there. Horrible judgment call, but
But
hopefully,
the problem though, Keon, is this: he's done it before, and it cost him against Stanford when he was at Oregon. It's
yeah.
inexcusable.
So here's another thing that really disturbs me about this.
At least they don't throw the ball to the tight end.
Well, right, but you lose on a last second Hail Mary in front of Mark Richt.
Hold on. Not even that. Did you see the DB get fucking cooked on a stop and go?
Oh
What?
my
Hold
God.
up. Why don't you have 5 guys lined up on the end zone? Don't get beat by a goddamn stop and go. Poor coaching.
Yeah.
Poor coaching. You don't. You know what are they going to do? What are
It's
they going to do on a stop and go?
it's it's real bad. It's real bad. Mark Richt, you could have watched us do what we did against Kentucky. I mean, I get that that's your alma mater and all of that, but like, let's be fucking for real.
It is
Like,
what it is, man. You just disrespected Mark Richt because Mark Richt would have won that fucking game. He would have took a knee. He knows better.
what?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. He
Yeah.
would have took a knee with the backup quarterback. Like, go ahead and take your pads off.
All right, Keon, you ready for this? It's my turn.
Oh, let's do it.
It's my turn. Oh, USC. USC. You won, but I'm sick and fucking tired of people not paying attention to the fact that you have no defense and people let it slide because you come away with a win. It's time you pay the piper because your team is trash and you have to deal with that. In no way, shape, or form am I saying that the offense is trash because you have an elite quarterback and you have elite skill position players. But that doesn't excuse the fact that you went down 17-0 before you started making this somewhat of a comeback. You were down 17-0 at home to Arizona with a backup quarterback in. The problem with this is it took you 3 fucking overtimes to beat Arizona with a backup quarterback at home. What in the actual fuck is going on? I'll tell you what. Your defense is missing like an orphan's dad and mom. Sorry. You ain't got nothing. You really don't. You really don't. It's easy. Just go to an adoption clinic and find a defense. But so long as Alex Grinch is there, I guess you just want to stay homeless and no parents or something. I can't help you there. Right? Your defense is cooked more than just about as bad as Lincoln Riley's brisket too. Leave it there. USC, your team is absolute fucking dog shit defensively. There's no way to put it. Your defense is trash. I don't even think it's fucking existent. But you got to deal with that. Good luck making the fucking playoffs. Good luck. Now, Notre Dame. Notre Dame. Hey, psst, bring that ass here. Guys, you go on the road to Louisville. You have this. I don't get it. When it comes to big games, you basically like a toddler trying to learn how to use the bathroom. You just piss down your leg, right? It's all you're good for this season. Pissing away big moments in big games. You beat Duke. Good for you. But you lost to Ohio State with 10 men on the field. And you technically got a little bit left behind there in Louisville. Is it Louisville that good? Or is it just Notre Dame just can't win a big game for what it's worth? Well, what is it? I don't understand. You look so good to start the season. The problem is you got USC this week. Can you bounce back? We're going to have a mid-off. I don't know. For what it's worth, maybe a good game. You better score on them. Obviously, you just heard earlier about the USC defense. You got to do something. By something, I mean win a fucking important game. Just do that. Your season's over. You're not making the playoffs. Try again next year. So understand, I mean this with all due respect. Your team is trash, and you and all your little Irish Golden Domers have to deal with that. It's as simple as that, folks. It's as simple as that.
I got one more. I got one more.
You got one more.
I got one more. I had all of this to say about Texas, but I can't just leave you out of this. We knew this moment was coming, and now it's here. Texas A&M, front and center. I would say fire Jimbo, but I have a strange feeling y'all aren't going to do that. I would say, there's possibly next year, but Texas and Oklahoma is on their way. Texas A&M, you are really the little sister to the University of Texas and Oklahoma. It's really bad. You had the opportunity to pull off the unthinkable for your season. I mean, to at least say, you know what, coherent team, here we are, boom, making progress. Yeah, we lost to Miami early in the season. This is a good bounce back game coming up against Bama, who's trying to find their identity. And it looked like they found out who they were, and we all found out what you're not. And that's a good team. Texas A&M, Jimbo Fisher, your team is trash, and you have to deal with that. This man is committing robbery over there at the University of Texas A&M.
Let's see here. So Kobe gave us an options. Miriam says Jimbo plays not to lose instead of playing to win. Yeah, it costs him all the time. But I don't care. It's not my fucking problem. So Kobe's going to – so we're going to choose one out of these three that Kobe picked here to end off on the night. So he's got TCU losing to Iowa State to start 3-3 after the national championship year to a coach who is literally on the hot seat. All right, Matt Campbell.
Yeah.
That's option 1. 2, Rice losing to UConn to give them their first win of the year. Sorry, JT Daniels. Or 3, Clemson for winning 17-12 against Wake Forest. Wallace says Florida. Florida is always trash. There will never. You could do it every season, and you don't even, like. They could have a bye week, and you can still just tell them that they lost the bye week. I'm not going to do that. It's too easy, Walla. Keon, is there one that sticks out to you on this? I know you got the Texas. You've already hit the Texas. Could you go the Texas trifecta? Maybe so. Well, yeah, Rice for that matter. Rice for that matter is in Texas too.
Yeah, but I'm gonna shit on TCU in particular, mostly because it's right down the street.
We're not going to go solo on this. We'll tag team this one.
Yeah, so TCU first. Let's start off outside of the fact of getting embarrassed in the national championship. We're gonna start off with you starting the season getting embarrassed about by Colorado, who the media fans were saying that, you know what, TCU is going to come out there. They're going to beat them. It's going to be bad. You don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. And then the game gets played. And then we find out, oh, wow, Shadir Sanders is him. Travis Hunter is him. They are them and you are not you, because this is embarrassing. And then you go on this embarrassing run. And I can't even just blame TCU, because truthfully, every school, every Power 5 school in the state of Texas done lost. You get here all in one weekend. Whether that be Texas, Texas A&M, Texas Tech,
Baylor.
UNT, Baylor. Like, my alma mater lost. Scrappy Eagles wasn't flying. They weren't flying high. But, yeah, no. TCU, Sonny Dykes, your team is trash. and you have to deal with that. Y'all are getting dissected like a science project in third period in middle school. We about to see what these organs look like out of this psychedelic frog.
Yeah. So Miriam brings up a good point. TCU lost most of their talent from last year. To some degree. They hit the portal hard though. So there
Did
was
they lose? Did they lose their coaching?
no,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no.
Oh, I had to double
To
check.
that point though, they did. You lose Max Duggan, whatever. Listen, I knew. I didn't even watch the game, to be honest. Like TCU is just back to normal TCU at this point for me. Like they lost to Colorado. I don't care to watch a single fucking game. Just don't. Same with Rice. Like your team is so trash. I'm not gonna sit there and watch it, even with JT Daniels there. Just not.
Quarterback's trash. Let's start there.
I ain't even doing that, man. Like shit's cooked like the fucking rice that they call themselves. Simple as that. But
Burnt rice
I
is
will
what
say
that
this though.
means.
I will say this. How you gonna play now? For what it's worth, Wake Forest did score a late touchdown to get that close to 17-12. But the problem is, how you gonna score 17 points on Wake Forest? Like Wake Forest is terrible, terrible, and you only put up 17. Like what the fuck is you doing? Like what is you doing?
Barely escaping is what they're doing.
Right. Welcome to the land of mid fucking offensive line play. Like your defense is winning you games, but even then, your offense has got to produce. That right there is the reason why you're in like sixth fucking place in the ACC right now. You already got 2
Easily.
conference losses. I'm gonna do something real fast. Listen, you win. A win is a win, and you stunt how you want to. But Colorado should do it more so than anything. Listen, I'm not disrespecting you. You're an excellent quarterback. You're a good quarterback, man. But why in the absolute fuck do you think it's okay to go show your fucking watch off after you survived a game against a 1-5 Arizona State team?
Hey,
I get
man.
it. Listen, a win is a win.
Yeah.
Smoke them if you got them. I don't care. I get it. But listen, if you did that shit to Oregon and you beat them by 3, 100% understandable. But Arizona State is absolute dog shit. Like
Sometimes
absolute dog shit. Like why did it need for
you want to
that?
know. You want to know why? You want to know why? Put the post back up because you want to know why. Because when he put that wrist up, he's saying, "Hey, look, your team is trash, and you have to deal with that." Also, show my watch, mama. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, maybe I'm overreacting, but
You
yeah,
are.
I just dude, listen, like I understand, like a win, like listen, you flaunt wins all the time. That's okay, I get it. Winning feels good, but dude, save that shit for a game. Like if you like you did it to TCU, I'm pretty sure.
No, see,
I don't even know
here's
if they
why.
did it to TCU.
No, they definitely did it to
I thought so. I
TCU.
thought so.
They
I thought
definitely
so.
did that shit to TCU. But you got to do that against everybody because if you just try to pull that out on one team, then they're gonna say, "Oh man, well you're just you just trying to over." Nah, man, just trying to say
For
he
what it,
reaching or something. Nah, you gotta have that energy throughout the whole season, win or lose. And guess
yeah.
what? When they lost to Oregon, they came out there in Apple Watches, and some of them ain't having Apple Watch, and was like, but yeah, man, when you got
I
the
don't know.
Richard Millie on the wrist and you throwing like that, hey, man,
Listen, if my thing is, like, listen, I'm not mad that he did it. I think it's the context, them barely beating them by 3 with a walk off field goal. Like, dude, if you knocked him out by like 35, shit like that, all bees, do it. I don't care. I don't care because I know that. Listen, the fans out there were probably talking some reckless shit too. I get it. I get it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
get it. So
yeah.
regardless, I don't care about it. I think it's just the fact that you did it after a walk off field goal to beat a 1-5 team.
Hey, look, whether it be an
That's
inch,
just me.
whether it be a mile, put it in their
A win's
face.
a win's a win. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, exactly.
Miriam asks, "What do you think the final score against Vandy is this weekend?"
A
So
lot, a whole lot.
tune in Wednesday for the final, like actual numbers, Miriam. But
Yeah,
little to a lot. Like,
yeah.
let's just say this: Bulldogs battle of breast cancer is about to be extremely fucking happy.
Also, that convert. pre-production conversation we had. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Lightning McQueen, remember?
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Okay. I mean, we've already talked about it nonchalantly. I don't think we just brought it up like that, but we'll do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. Let me give some background here. So, here's some clues. So you have Lightning McQueen and Bill Nye, the Science Guy. It happened over the weekend. There's a reason why we've been throwing out the throw to the tight end comment as well. Keon, are you getting it now?
Yeah.
You got it now?
I'm there with you.
Then tell me what you're picking up. What if I'm putting you picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, you got to throw to the tight ends. You know, we have Lightning McQueen with Brock Bowers. You know what I'm saying? And we got Bill Nye, the Science Guy, who's cooking shit up like Quay. You know what I'm saying? It's epic. It's huge. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll just leave it here. There was some reckless shit being said Saturday night, especially after Miami lost that game.
Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it
Damn,
completely.
I thought you had it.
Yeah, I didn't earlier, but now
Wow.
I'm here. We're here. There.
Yeah,
We're side by side. We're side by side.
Speaking of that, guys, I don't know if you know this, but I dropped something on the Patreon earlier that you might be interested in. If you're not familiar with it, go check out the Patreon. Go to our website, you'll find the Patreon. If not, patreon.com/bonesbrigade.
I will tell you this. We've been talking about, throwing to the tight end and, people making plays in space.
Yeah, so the situation that happened Saturday also comes with a replacement. I'll just leave it there. That's what I'm talking about on the Patreon, folks. Just going to give you a hint. Merry Flipmas. Shh. Late night. But anyway.
Who they want? Flip. Game over.
But yeah, let's do this. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Miriam got it. Yeah, listen. Let a kid be kid. I'm going to leave on this. This will be my final word for it. Kid being a kid, I get it, right? Like, listen, he's 17 years old. I think it is 16, 17 years old. Well, I'm not. Listen, a little bit out of pocket with the emotions. I get it. Committed in Miami, so congratulations on your commitment there. Not gonna be an asshole about that. Congrats on the commitment. But
did you enjoy your trip?
I mean, it's Miami, dude. I would have said, you've been there. You probably know that it's a good city like that. So
yeah, that's why I'm asking, because I'd have been there about 8 times, and I can tell you, I have a lot of partially memorable nights on Ocean Drive.
Yeah. So ultimately, I think he ended up deleting the tweet or whatever. But I mean, listen, this kid being reckless, man. Talking about throwing to the tight end 100 times while he left, basically. It's just like, Brock leaves next year. We seriously talking about this right now? But whatever. I left it. I just let it be. Just watched UGA Twitter melt down too slightly. They just sit the dogs after him. Basically, is what happens.
Wish him the best.
Yeah.
In his future endeavors.
Just listen. If you obviously that shit's done now, right? Just let him. Just let it be. At this point,
right?
Just let it be. It's not worth sweating over. If you patreon.com/Bones Brigade, the answer's there.
Yeah.
Andrew's supporting the show. So check it out. Let you know. Don't worry. Answer's coming. People can say what they want. Trust me, I know enough. I know enough on that. I know. I'm excited I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna leave.
I can't wait. Yeah, no. Hey, I can't. I'm not. If I said that, then it would be too much.
Haven't talked to much recruiting. By the way, so giving you a heads up, guys. After the Vanderbilt week, right? After that, we start the bye week. feel free to hit us up on Twitter, email if you need to, or go to our website or whatever. If you want to hear something for the bye week, if you have any ideas or suggestions, I should say, shoot it to us. All right, shoot it to us. Send me a DM, whatever. Don't matter. You know us, so you follow us on Twitter. Y'all know. Let us know what y'all want to hear as well. As the off season goes on, we want to make sure everybody has some good content. Obviously, listen, your team is trash. Got to stick around. The picks got to stick around.
100%.
But
and also, definitely, just like you said, follow us on Twitter. And to keep up with Georgia Spaces, I host a lot of Georgia Spaces. I'm Podcast Poppy on Twitter, one word. Stay in the loop. You know what to do. And also, subscribe to the Patreon right up there. Right up there. There it is.
Yep.
Get that.
Yeah. No, I think for what it's worth, right? As we put the proverbial Kentucky matchup to bed, doesn't it feel good to just know that you actually played a complete game for once, knowing that you can do it? Now you look forward to seeing it every week.
It ain't nothing but a G thing.
Oh, that's it. That's another foreshadowing too, by the way. Check out the Patreon. I just posted it in the comments, folks. Just gonna leave that there.
Yep.
If you know, you know. Also, if anybody is curious and wants to play a game, go to our YouTube, right? YouTube.com/the DGD podcast. All right. I did an interview with this man a while back. You've been informed. Just leaving it there.
Yep.
Just leaving it there.
Yep.
I'll tell you this, Keon.
Yep.
That news. I did an interview with that man when he had 3 offers. 3. That's how long it's been.
Ooh, y'all better hit that Patreon. Y'all better go ahead and subscribe. Let it be known, because we got a lot more content coming for y'all soon. And I promise you don't want to miss out. Because we're not going to talk about it here. You got to go to the Patreon for that.
Yeah, you know how it goes. We'll talk about it when it comes around. If
they know.
But for now.
Let them know.
Anyways, guys, Kentucky game is to bed, Keon. Kobe had his thoughts and said his words. Got some teams to let them know that their team is trash. It's always a good day when you get to do that, man. Listen, I'll tell you what. You know who's not trash and we ain't got to know about the deal with it? Georgia.
Telling you. Power G.
Jalen Carter and Matt Stafford dog on dog crowd.
Yeah, I felt bad watching that.
Pickens, go ahead, Tuddy.
I felt great watching that.
Them dogs is hell.
Yep.
Guys, with that being said, hey, the brigade came in hot and heavy, man. They came in hot and heavy. For real.
Appreciate y'all. Much love.
For real.
Yet again. Also, hashtag throw to the tight end. We gonna get that going.
Listen, if you do that on Twitter or wherever, or Instagram, or do whatever, I don't care. Just tag us.
Yeah.
And we'll retweet that shit immediately. Don't care. Just do it anyway. Maybe you quote tweet it. I don't know.
Yet again, Podcast Poppy, one word, 2 eyes. Let's get it going. Hashtag throw it to the tight end.
It's that simple, folks. Keon, send us off for the night, man. We'll catch y'all Wednesday. Keon, final words for the night.
Damn it, dogs on top, baby. It's never gonna stop, baby. Your team is trash, and you have to deal with that. Good night, everybody.
Have a good one. Go Dogs. See you Wednesday.
Go Dogs.